Namaste everybody, welcome to YogaCandi. My name's Candace and today we have an intermediate minimal cues class which is perfect for those of you that spend most of your day sitting. So maybe you've got a driving job, maybe you sit at a desk, maybe you're a mum and you do a lot of sitting around playing with your little one. So this flow is going to be perfect for you. We're going to start off in tabletop. So guys, it is going to be minimal cues, so make sure you know yoga quite well and you know how to modify for your body. The odd pose I will give a little bit more than just a pose name, but it's mostly going to be pose names. So let's come to tabletop. Turn your fingertips so they're facing your knees, the thumbs on the outside edge of your hands. And we're going to find a little circular movement here, so just move your body in one direction, in nice small or big circles depending on you. Start to engage your ujjayi breath, or just take nice deep inhales and exhales in and out of the nostrils. And then take your circles in the opposite direction. And then send your bum back towards your heels, just giving your forearms an even deeper stretch, and you may feel that stretch through to the hands. If you work at a desk, this will feel wonderful. And then release the hands, come on back, give them a little shake out. And let's take 5 cat-cows together. One more. Start to bring yourself into puppy pose. Extend nice and long through those hands. Hug your belly back. Breathe deep. Walk your hands back to tabletop and let's extend through the right leg, keeping the heel in line with our hip. We're going to inhale the left arm up to the sky, look up and just hold that for a deep breath. Give your wrist a little circle. And then thread the needle, taking our left arm underneath the right. If it's possible, take a grip of your big toe of the right leg. So we've got our thread the needle pose with a bit of a gate pose as well. Hug your belly back and perhaps find an interlace on the inside edge of your left thigh. Take one more deep breath here. Push yourself back up. Lift your right leg off the ground and hold it back behind you. And from here we're going to find some big hip circles. So bend your knee And find some big hip circles using your glutes. Lift the leg. Take one more and then rotate in the opposite direction. Take one more. Back to tabletop, one cat-cow. Extend through your left leg, heel in line with the hip. Inhale your right arm up to the sky, look up. Hold it and maybe give your wrist a few rotations here. And thread the needle, perhaps taking a grip of the big toe here. You can always find that interlace with this left hand to the inside of the right thigh. Breathe deep. One more deep breath. And make your way back onto your hands. Lift the left leg off the ground. Keep it back behind you. Bend the knee and take your big circles with your hips. With your knee, sorry. Keep your hips as they are, nice and stable. Take one more big circle and then in the opposite direction. Back to tabletop, one cat-cow. Make our way to downward facing dog. Just walk your legs in your down dog. If this feels good, to just stretch out your hamstrings for a moment. And even if you're of an intermediate level in yoga, don't worry if your heels are not touching the ground. Some people's never do, and this can just be part of the way your body's designed, or perhaps with time they might, with more practice. When you find comfort, let's take 3 deep breaths in our down dog. Now roll forward to plank. Hold your plank, take 3 deep breaths. Warrior 1, step your right foot forward, inhale your arms to the sky. Interlace your fingers and push your palms away from you up towards the sky. Warrior 2. Reverse your warrior. Take a couple of deep breaths in your reverse warrior. And triangle. One more deep breath here. Warrior 2. finding wide-legged forward fold. Interlace your fingers behind your back and allow your arms to fall up and over your head. This can be such a beautiful stretch for the chest. If you're sitting a lot, you're probably hunching your shoulders. This is a beautiful counteractive pose. And back up to standing, finding our way to goddess pose. Heel toe your feet a little closer and down you come. Open up through the arms as well as through the knees. Hold for one more breath. Back to standing warrior 2. High lunge. Plant your hands on the ground, make your way into lizard pose. Heel toe your right foot to the outside edge of your mat. Maybe find a little rocking movement here. Rocking back and forth. Gently bring the back knee down to the ground and allow your hips to hang really heavy here. You can play around in your lizard, maybe allow your right knee to drop down towards the ground, taking your right hand and gently push the knee a little further open if this feels good. Wherever you are, take one more deep breath. Make your way to plank pose. Take a deep breath here. On the exhale, let's vinyasa to down dog. In your down dog, take a couple of deep breaths. Roll forward to plank. Hold your plank for 3 deep breaths. And step the left foot forwards, warrior 1. Interlace your fingertips, push your palms away from you, up towards the sky. Have a big stretch through the body. Warrior 2. Reverse your warrior. Hold it for a couple of breaths. Warrior 2. Coming down for triangle. One more deep breath. Warrior 2. Coming back into our wide-legged forward fold. Interlace your fingers your non-habitual way and start to roll forward. Play around with how your palms are. You can draw your palms together. You can open up and flip your palms so they're facing away from you. One more deep breath. Lift yourself back up to standing. Back into our goddess pose. Hold this for another deep breath. Warrior two. High lunge. Frame the front foot and make your way into lizard pose. Walk that left leg out towards the edge of your mat. Maybe find a little movement if that feels good. And then slowly bring the back knee down to the ground. Give in to gravity. You can play around with your lizard once again. Allow your left leg to fall over towards the left side of the room. And maybe take your arm and place it on the knee. Just pushing that knee a little further away if that feels nice. Take one more deep breath wherever you are. And let's make our way into plank. Stepping back and hold this for one nice deep breath. On the exhale, take a vinyasa. Meet me in downward facing dog. Hug your belly back. Become still, and together we'll take 3 deep breaths. Let's roll forward to plank. We're going to take 3 vinyasa flows together. So exhale, chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. 2 more. Plank, chaturanga. Take your back bend, downward facing dog. 1 more. Plank, chaturanga. Take your back bend, downward facing dog. Make your way into pigeon pose, bringing the right leg forward, opening up through that hip. Send your left toes back behind you. And just play around in your pigeon. Be where you want to be. Perhaps you want to stay up on your fingertips. Maybe you want to take the hip open and not so wide, so you want to bring your heel towards your left hip. Just be wherever you are today. Don't force anything. If you want to, you can come on down to your forearms, maybe even full sleeping pigeon. Bring your forehead down to the ground, extend your arms. Depending on how tight you are today in your hips. You can always join me in a twist, taking our left arm down to the ground as if you're doing thread the needle. So coming down onto the left shoulder, take your right hand up to the sky and see if you can take a grip of your right toes. Opening up deeper through the hip, taking a twist as well. Wherever you are, together we're going to take 3 deep breaths. If you're down on the ground, just make your way back up onto your arms. And from here, perhaps take a grip of your left toes with your left arm and just draw those toes towards your body. If this is impossible, just stay in pigeon a little longer. Maybe you can even find mermaid pose, taking an interlace of your fingertips, having that foot placed in the crevice of your left arm. Wherever you are, take a moment to make your way into plank and then downward facing dog. Just give your legs a little walk. We're going to take a vinyasa again, so roll forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Take your back bend and downward facing dog. Do the same thing on the other side, so make your way into pigeon pose. Opening up through the left hip this time. Send your right toes as far back behind you as possible, keeping your hips in line. Playing around in your pigeon once again, so take your time to allow your body to open up for you, especially if you've been sitting all day. Your hips will be pretty tight. Including that psoas muscle will be really tight as well. So you should feel a really lovely stretch down the front of your right thigh and your psoas. Breathe and pull your shoulders away from your ears. If you want to, you can start to come forward onto your forearms, maybe take full sleeping pigeon. You can join me in that twist again, taking our right arm underneath the left, coming down onto the right shoulder, taking the left hand up behind you, and maybe you can take a grip of your right toes, your right big toe. Sorry, your left big toe. Gosh, I don't know my right from my left. Sorry, guys. And just breathe here. We're all going to take 3 more deep breaths together. If you're down on the ground, make your way back up onto your hands. You can stay here, or maybe you can take a grip of the right toes, pulling them a little closer towards you with your right arm, stretching out that psoas and your quad even more. Maybe you can find mermaid pose, interlacing your fingers back behind you, resting those right toes into your elbow here on the right side. Wherever you are, let's make our way very slowly into downward facing dog. Give your legs a little walk out. We're going to take a vinyasa, roll forward to plank. Hold your plank just for a deep breath here. And then let's vinyasa back to down dog. Holding our down dog, 3 deep breaths. Look forwards, take a jump to the top of the mat and then fold forward. Just hang heavy. Maybe take ragdoll, grabbing each elbow. You can find a little movement if that feels good. One more deep breath. Inhale, halfway lift, look up. Fold. See if you can get a little deeper. And all the way to standing. Inhale, your hands above your head, stretch. Making our way into eagle pose. Using our left leg, let's wrap it round the right. And take the right arm up and over the left. Draw your shoulder blades really open and draw your hands up towards the sky. Sink low in your hips. Take one more deep breath here. Release the arms and then the legs. Lift your left leg and straighten. Hold it and then very slowly bring it down. Taking that on the other side, give your legs a little shake out first. Right over the left. And then our left arm on top of the right with the arms. Sink low in the hips. Draw your shoulder blades apart. Lift your hands up towards the sky. One more deep breath. Releasing the arms. Lift this right leg up towards your chest and straighten. Hold it and then slowly draw it back down. Inhale the hands up above your head. Let's take a vinyasa. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Plant your hands, step back to plank or jump to chaturanga. Meet me in down dog. From down dog, roll forward, bring your knees down to the ground. Open up through your feet and draw your knees together, coming down for hero pose, sitting between your toes, between your heels. Let's find Gomukhasana arms or cow face arms. Right arm up and over the ear, up and over the head, and take an interlace with your left fingertips. Sit up nice and tall. If this is not possible, then find a modification. Maybe just use your left hand to draw that right elbow a little further back. Wherever you are, close your eyes, hug your belly back, and we're going to take 3 deep breaths. Release your hands, and let's find our cow face arms on the opposite side. Taking our left hand up and back, maybe finding a grip of the right fingertips. Sit up tall. Let's take 3 deep breaths together. Release your hands. Give your shoulders a little wiggle and a little roll. Coming on forward, let's find our way into bridge pose. So very, very slowly we're going to roll our spines down to the ground. And inhale, lift up to bridge. Keep your knees in line with your hips. Take 1 more deep breath. And then very, very slowly start to draw your spine vertebrae by vertebrae all the way down to the ground. Once you get there, hug your knees up towards your chest. Make your way to happy baby, grabbing the outside edge of your feet. Maybe you want to find some movement, or just stay here, pulling your knees far down towards the ground. Extend through the right leg, straighten it if it's possible, and then back to happy baby. Then extend through the left leg, and then back to happy baby. Give your legs a little extra pull down towards the ground, and then gently release. Let's find a couple of twists. Open up into a T shape with your arms. Make your legs into the eagle shape with the right on top of the left. And we're going to drop our knees over towards the left side of the mat. Take your gaze to the right and just breathe here. One more deep breath. Inhale your legs back to center. And let's find our twist to the opposite side, taking our left leg on top of the right this time. Dropping the knees over to the right, gaze to the left. Draw both your shoulders down towards the ground and breathe deep. One more deep breath here. And then inhale back to center. Together we're going to take just 1 minute of complete silence in Shavasana. So make your way to your final resting pose, Shavasana. Allow everything to hang really heavy. Allow your thoughts to pass. Try not to skip this pose and instead enjoy this moment of complete peace. Allow your breath to return back to its natural rhythm. You can stay in Shavasana as long as you like. If you want to end your practice with me, gently wiggle your fingertips and your toes. And rotate your hands and your wrists and your feet. Inhale, stretch your arms above your head. Make your way onto the side body, eyes still closed. And then gently push yourself up into a comfortable seat with the eyes still closed. Sit up tall through the spine. Take your palms in front of you in prayer. Rub your palms together. Create a nice warm friction. And then place them over your eyes. Take a couple of deep breaths. Move your palms away from your eyes and open your eyes. Draw your hands to heart center, take a bow, namaste. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I hope this has really released your body and you feel like a new person. Return to this video as often as you like to help you with those days where you're spending way too much time sitting. Maybe even it's a lazy day you've had at home with a family and you think, you know what, I need to move. I feel like my body's becoming stagnant. This is a perfect flow for that. So please let me know in the comments how you got on. Don't forget to subscribe and click the thumbs up if you enjoyed the class, of course. And guys, you can find me on social media, so please look for me on Instagram. The links are down below, and also on Facebook, though I'm getting very bad at posting, but I'm on there, and it would be lovely to connect a little deeper with all of you. Until the next class, if you have any recommendations, please do let me know. Until then, have a wonderful day, and we'll speak soon. Namaste.